When American journalist John Reed, who witnessed the revolution, was writing his memoirs about it, he titled it 10 Days When the World Shook. But 10 days is too much for Trump and Putin. They shook the world in just a week. It all started with a phone conversation between the two leaders on February 12 and the promise of a new beginning in relations between the US and Russia. While relations between the two countries are beginning to improve, relations between the US and Europe are getting sour. Knox. The first high-level talks between the two countries since the Ukraine war took place in Saudi Arabia. This was the week in which tensions between traditional allies increased. Europe and Ukraine were forced to criticize the US stance. Knox. Concerns about Europe's security increased and Russia's position strengthened. Without giving any kind of concession to anyone or paying any price. It reached a very strong position in international politics. Sitting across the table in Wednesday morning's Russian newspapers. Concerns about Europe's security increased and Russia's position strengthened. Without giving any kind of concession to anyone or paying any price. He reached a very strong position in international politics. In the Russian newspapers of Wednesday morning. The picture of Russian and American officials sitting across the table and discussing to end the Ukraine war was all over. Russia wants to show its people and the world that European efforts to isolate it over the Ukraine war have failed. Now let us tell you what the Russian media is saying. No Russian media is welcoming the warmth in the relations between America and Russia. Putin-supported tabloid Moscow has written. Trump knows that he will have to give concessions to Russia because he is compromising with the side that is winning the Ukraine war. He will give concessions to Russia. But the brunt of this will have to be borne not by America but by Ukraine and Europe. The tabloid further writes. For a long time Europe has been telling the world that it is the most civilized in the world, it is the milk of God, but it has failed to understand this.